Hey, Chris from the Mighty Decibel here. Welcome back. This episode we're going to be doing an album review, and specifically the UFO Strangers in the Night box set, deluxe box set. But before we get into that, let's go over a little bit of history about the UFO. So they were formed in London, UK in 1968. And there have been four major lineups of the band. There's been more than that, but I say that there's four of them that were worthy of attention here. First one being the original, which included Phil Mogg on exquisite vocals, Pete Way on drunken bass, and drummer Andy Parker, along with guitarist Mick Bolton. So that unit generated the band's first two, I would say, unremarkable albums. Then came the classic lineup, where Bolton left and Michael Schenker comes in to take over from the guitars. But then they also added Paul Raymond on guitar keyboards as well during the period where they generated Phenomenon to Obsession, which many UFO fan believes to be the band's best material. And then this unit also got together later on between Walk on Water and Sharks. So the third major lineup was the Paul Chapman, the Tonka Chapman era of the band, where he took over the axe duties from Schenker, and Neil Carter took over on guitars, keyboards. So to me, that is the best era of the band, where they issued No Place to Run through to Making Contact. And then the fourth major version of the band is the current lineup with Vinnie Moore on guitar since 2003. And they issued You Are Here through to Conspiracy of Stars. Recently, well, it wasn't recent, it was just before the COVID outbreak, Phil Mogg announced that following that tour that they were on, that he would be retiring. That tour subsequently was cut short because of the COVID shutdowns. So the band, UFO, issued 21 studio albums with some 20 million albums sold to their name. So let's get into the box set now. On to the review now of what many a punter considered to be the greatest hard rock live album ever produced, and I would be in agreement with that. So Strangers in the Night was recorded at the tail end of the first go-round with Schenker on the Obsession tour, and all the tracks were taken from two specific shows from Chicago and Louisville. So specifically, this box set includes 8 CDs, the first two of which are the original album remastered, and you can see here that it's put in a mini sleeve like the original vinyl was. And then the other 6 come in their own individual sleeves. As well, on top of that, you get a program here that's full of pictures and a story explaining what was going on at the time of the recording of the album. So the first 2 CDs, as I said, are the original album that's been remastered. So the original album has always sounded superb in my opinion, so call me gobsmacked when I heard this one, because it's even better. Well worth it. If you've always owned this album, it's worth going out and getting it just for the improved sound. What really impresses here is the increased depth of the rhythm section. It's really clear here and beefed up. Some might say, well, Schenker's guitar is then pulled a little back in comparison, but to me, I think this is a benefit when you can hear the whole band better, not just Schenker going off. So how good is it? Well, it's exceptional enough that I went out and additionally bought the new remastered vinyl. So this makes it my 3rd copy of the vinyl, and of course the box set as well. So I'm sure there's many of us out there who hold this album aloft that are doing the same thing. on to the other 6 CDs now. Just what the hell are you getting in this package? Well, it's 6 other complete shows off the Obsession tour, including the Chicago and Louisville shows all in full. So more specifically, this is 6 consecutive nights of the band on tour, supporting their then new Obsession record. So what's unique here is that every night the band changed up their set list a little bit, not hugely. The core stays the same, but it's not exactly the same every night. And additionally, there are 5 tracks here that you can find on these 6 CDs that didn't make it onto the Strangers in the Night opus. 4 of which are from Obsession, the tour opener Hot and Ready, Pack It Up and Go, Cherry, and Ain't No Baby. And then the 5th track was On With the Action off of No Heavy Petting. So what's really cool here, though, is that if you listen to you've listened to this Strangers in the Night forever, like I have, every little sound bite in there. It's interesting to hear each song played differently in each of the cities. There's a little bit differences in each of the cities, so it's cool to listen to each of these 6 compact discs. And especially cool here is that the production on each of these 6 full concerts is stellar. It's been mastered beautifully. This is not bootlegs here. This is like really primo stuff. Each of these could have been tracks taken and put on Strangers in the Night. So a note that when you go through all these 6 concerts, you'll notice that Mother Mary and This Kids was never played on across these 6 tracks, which begs the question of whether those 2 tracks were done in studio and then inserted and made it sound like it was played live, or whether it was taken from other shows. My understanding, it was the former, that they were actually studio versions that were inserted into the album. So after living with this package for a few months now, I found myself reaching for the Cleveland concert the most, finding the energy and excitement really jumping off the disc.
Hello, Cleveland! Will you please welcome from England, UFO!
Onto the verdict. So I'm just going to come out and say this is the best box set I've ever seen and heard. Just amazing stuff. Great idea, putting 6 consecutive concerts together, especially for a band that changed things up every night. Excellent idea. And the improved sound compared to the original recordings, amazing as well. I've listened to this box set over and over again, different nights, different CDs, and amazing. I never run into listener fatigue. I just keep listening to this and going, this is great. So immensely fun. And when you listen to the Chicago and Louisville concerts, you're trying to pick out which ones went onto the album, so that's also fun. So from a scoring perspective, it'll be my first 10 out of 10. Basically, this is a must-have for anybody who is a lover of hard rock. The best live hard rock album of all time, and then you get multiple versions from all the different cities. Buy or die. So thanks for watching, and remember to check in every Monday for our new release Monday podcasts. Tuesdays are in 40-minute episodes. Wednesday are live reviews or album reviews. And Thursdays are our best ofs, top 10s. And Fridays we post the odd live video. So thanks for joining, and keep care, eh?